All right. Right now, what I want to talk to you guys about, just a few key things that you guys, should keep in mind. Um, One, teamwork. Okay. Um, Again, there's no I in team, but there is an I in win. But the thing is, you can't do it all by yourself. One thing I have learned over the 10 years that I've been training is that every parent wants their kid to be a superstar. And the one thing is you can train like a superstar, but at the end of the day, you still need your team to win games. Okay. It doesn't matter if you put up 35 points, but if you still lost, it doesn't matter. Okay. But the thing is, you have to rely on your teammates. One thing that I can say about the girls, that I love training girls is that, you guys complement each other. You guys are good team players. And when you compliment others and compliment your teammates, it builds confidence. And that's one of the things that like I try to teach my kids, because at the end of the day, you can't have 10, 12 scores on one team. So when you have a score and you got to work on the other things, because if you're not shooting the basketball, there's other things that you have to be doing in order to win that game, from boxing out to rebounding, playing defense, moving without the basketball. All right, all of those things comes into play, and those are all the things that I definitely teach each and one of my clients. And but again, it starts with teamwork and communication. Another thing is I want to talk to you guys about was, you know, time management too. All right, this is one of the things that like, I have talks with parents and I have talks with kids. Is time management. And I ask them all the time, what are you doing different from the other kid that's on your team or your opponents? Like, what are you doing different throughout the day when it comes to you developing your skill work? The one thing that people always do, I'm in the gym, I put up 200, 300 shots. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a person who maybe get one shot, two shots a game, when you just focusing on your shooting and nothing else, it becomes a problem, because now you can't handle the basketball. You can't do those things that's going to get that shot off that you've been practicing over and over and over. So I asked them, at a young age that you guys are right now, no one has a job. So one of the first things I tell my kids is, when you're done with school, schoolwork comes first. Everyone has the same amount of time in a day. I get some kids who only come and work out with me once a week and twice a week, and that's all they do. But when they get home, homework, and then it's usually social media. All right. They're not putting that extra time in. So like I try to tell them all the time that, you don't have a job, so it should be schoolwork. All right. Say I'm going to work on my ball handling for a half hour. On Monday. Tuesday, I can do a half hour of footwork. Wednesday, I can go back to ball handling and shooting, those things like that. So you got to try to balance that time out that you're working on your skills, because at the end of the day, none of us wants to mess up in games. We don't like to miss shots. We don't like to mess up. So the more you're practicing on your skills, the less those things will happen. And again, I challenge my kids all the time. And I even ask parents all the time, did so-and-so work on this? Did so-and-so work on that? If the parents tell me no, the workout's going to be harder. All right. The workout's going to be harder until I get them to understand what it takes to be a better basketball player. Okay. And even off the court, time management is definitely something that you're going to need throughout your life. So you got to make sure that you're managing your time the right way, no matter if it's a regular job when you get older, to sports or whatever it is. But time management is definitely a big thing. Now, I also mentioned social media. And when I mention social media, it's you guys, you got your Instagram, you got your Facebook, you got Twitter, you got all these apps that can definitely distract you from working out. But I get kids all the time and it's like, hey, Jermaine, did you see such and such, do this? And I'm just like, man, you can do it too if you work hard. But a lot of times you get caught up in social media. Also, with social media, you have to be very, very careful with it because if you're trying to pursue basketball in high school and outside of after high school to college, a lot of these coaches are going to your profiles, and you might not know it, but a lot of times they looking at your profiles to see what kind of person you are, from just your skill, from not just your skills, but just want to just see what type of attitude you have, what do you do? Like, what are you posting? So I try to tell my kids all the time, just make sure that you're not posting anything negative, because that can definitely have a coach go away from you and say, you know what, I don't like the way that they present themselves. I don't like their attitude. I don't like the stuff that they're posting. I'm gonna go to the next person. And then, I get kids who get mad, but it's just like, you just gotta be careful what you do and what you post on social media, because once you post it, it's there forever. You can always find a way to go back to it. So, I have a good connection with college coaches who have contacted me about a lot of my girls, from D1 to D2, D3. I have good connections with, UMass for the girls, North Carolina for the girls, Lafayette for the girls, just to name a few, because they contact me because of my training and they love the way that I develop my girls. But social media can definitely be a downfall. And I know how exciting it can be. It can be funny, things like that. But again, it's just about just being careful of what you posting, because if you're trying to pursue basketball and trying to get a scholarship, just remember that these scouts and these coaches are definitely looking at social media. Okay, they're definitely looking at social media and just trying to see, where you guys are at. Another thing too, just attitude. No coach wants to deal with someone who think that they're better than what they are, or who's just all about themselves. And again, this has come with teamwork and just being a team player. You got to have the right attitude, because your skills might be there and you might be able to do everything, but if you don't have the right attitude, they would say, hey, I will go somewhere else. That you're a good player, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the way that you present yourself. I don't like your attitude. I'm gonna go somewhere else. So that's another thing, because I done had coaches hit me up about girls and just like, how's their attitude? How are they off the court? And I have to tell them how they are. Another thing too that I want to just talk about too, just like with everything that's going on, diversity. We all should be as one. Shouldn't see any color. We all should just get along with each other. And, I know a lot of things happening in the world today. And the one thing is with my training, I don't turn anyone down. Doesn't matter. Everyone can be great. Everyone can get to a certain skill level. And that's what I try to provide with my training. And also just kind of building confidence outside of the court. So again, I'm a big person when it comes to, asking how you're doing in school, making sure that you're doing your homework. Again, I ask the parents again about that. And, it's just about being positive and everything, and, just love each other. And again, sometimes, if you see someone down, there's nothing wrong with asking them how their day is, or like what's wrong, and talk to them, because that will go a long way. It might sound so simple, and, but just how you doing? Is everything okay? What's going on in your life? This and someone could just talk about that, and, you can make their day from there, so, but no, it was an honor, for Chris to contact me, for me to talk to you guys and kind of give you guys a backdrop on what I do. And all I can say is just keep working hard. And when you're in the gym, and, no matter if you're with your parents, or your friends, just always have this in your mind of what am I doing different from the next player? If you answer it and your answer is, oh, well, I go and I'm shooting, then you're doing what pretty much 90% of basketball players or 95% of basketball players are doing. You got to do the other things too, to be a whole. So again, I'd like to thank you guys and thank Chris for, bringing this opportunity to me to talk to you guys, and hopefully you guys have a, good season. Just continue to work hard. All right. And it was good talking to you guys. All right. Thank you.